Hey everybody, this is Michael from Replica Airguns with another tabletop video. Today we're looking at a pellet slash BB revolver. This is the Schofield No. 3 CO2 BB Pellet Revolver. And again, this is the tabletop review. I haven't shot it yet, so I won't have any feedback in terms of how the performance of the shooting goes with this gun. Haven't done a field test shooting video, so no real world FPS or accuracy. Now it is claimed to have about a 450 FPS rating, but we'll find that out when we do the field test shooting video later on. Now this gun is available in both our Canada and our US online Replica Airgun stores over at replicaairguns.ca and replicaairguns.us. Now I do have to tell you one thing. For whatever reason, I do get sent these guns from the warehouse, and I got a version, probably maybe one of their sample versions, that is just the BB version. See how it says BB Revolver? We don't sell the BB version only. We just sell basically the BB and pellet version. So you're getting both sets of shells, 6 shells for the steel BBs and 6 shells for the pellets. Okay, so it's basically a version that has both rounds, which on our website we call the Schofield No. 3 Nickel CO2 Dual Ammo BB Pellet Revolver Kit. So it's kind of a kit. So just keep that in mind. Mine didn't come with both sets of shells, but the gun is literally exactly the same gun. And I'm gonna show you the pellet shells and the BB shells because they're literally the same shells as you'll find in the Webley Mark 6. Let's talk about some of the specifications really quickly. It is pretty much all metal design with the exception of the grips. They are plastic simulated wood. You can get ivory grips, by the way, for it. It has a 7-inch, 178mm smooth bore barrel. Yeah, that's right. It's a smooth bore barrel on this version, even though it shoots pellets and BBs. Don't worry about the pellets. Since the shape of the pellets allows them to travel through the air, they still will not tumble through the air and they'll track nice and straight, even when they're not spinning. The Schofield No. 3 holds 6 rounds in the cylinder, so you can put those reloadable shells in there, either the BB ones or the pellet ones, which I'll show you in a bit. The gun weighs in at 2.4 pounds or 1,089 grams. It is a single action only hammer and trigger. It has a claimed FPS of 445. I'm not sure if that's with the BBs or the pellets. We'll find out when I do my field test shooting video. Sometimes the pellets, even though they're heavier, will actually shoot just as fast, if not faster than the steel BBs, because they're usually a little tighter fitting in the barrel and don't allow CO2 to get by as easily. The Schofield No. 3 does come in this exquisite clamshell packaging, right? I know, it's nicer when they come in a box. Authentic replica, 6 removable shells. Actually, you get 12. You get 6 BB and 6 pellet, right? So keep that in mind. This is a little different packaging than you're going to see. Top brake design like the Webley. 6-shooter top brake design again, 445 FPS. Not too much going on in the back here. Pretty much the same stuff. CO2. Full metal barrel for increased accuracy. Well, I should hope it's metal. What else are they going to make it out of? Play-Doh? I don't know. Okay, enough of that beautiful packaging. So again, in the packaging, you're going to get 6 BB shells. You're going to get 6 pellet shells. Now the Allen key is built into the pistol grip, just like a lot of these new guns, these new revolvers, Single Action Army, the Webleys. They're all basically built into the grip, so you're not going to lose it. It's always easy to find. Right? It's a nice design. Now it is a replica of the Smith & Wesson Schofield No. 3 revolver named after Major George W. Schofield. I believe he was a general in the cavalry. There is also a Russian version that's slightly different. Basically, Smith & Wesson designed a special version for Major George W. Schofield. Now this particular gun is distributed by Bear River Holdings and it's made in Taiwan. And again, it's very similar to the Webley Mark 6 shell loading revolver. Even the shells are interchangeable, probably made in the same factory in Taiwan. Let's compare to the Webley guns. Okay, so I have a BB version right here. And one thing you'll notice is they both have that top loading design where the shells kind of pop out, so make it a little bit easier to reload. Okay, same with this one, right? Just you have to pull it though, there's no lever there. Okay, and it just snaps forward, but you see the shells kind of pop out, right? Okay, the safety is right here on this version. Okay, so if I want to shoot it, there's no double action, only single action. Okay, so I have to use single action only on the Schofield. All right, so let's take a look at some other differences, right? Obviously, you've got this kind of chunkier barrel. I think I call this gun a chunky monkey. They're about the same weight. I think the Schofield feels a little heavier, but they're claimed to be the same weight. Maybe it's more front end heavy, not really sure. You do have the writing on the side here, which you don't have on the Webley. Okay, you do have some like basically information, but it's not the ugly warning instructions that you typically see on a lot of these guns. Now the Webley, which is kind of nice, it does have a safety over here. It's a little more obvious, but it's still not too large. The Webley is double action and single action. Okay, so if you're looking for a double action gun, if you want to do more action shooting, then the Webley might be the way to go. Okay, really quickly, let's show you the differences in shells. So this is a BB shell because you load it from the front and you've got the plastic in the front. So the version that I got also has those shells, okay, that load from the front. But if you get the pellet version, okay, it comes with shells that are all metal that you load from the back. So if we can get in there, you can see how the pellet would go right in the back there. Now you could use BBs in the same shell. So I would imagine, you know, if you wanted to just buy shells, you want to get a bunch of them, then get the pellet versions, load them from the back. They may even go a little bit faster because you've got a little more, I guess, pseudo barrel length. This is adding a little bit of length to the barrel because the BB isn't in the front, it's in the back. So if you're going to buy shells, just buy the BB ones because they'll hold whatever. They'll hold pellets, or sorry, just buy the pellet ones because they'll load pellets and BBs. A little tongue-tied there. Okay, so the shells are the same. You can use the Webley shells, you can buy the pellet shells or the BB shells in this gun, whichever ones you want to use. All right, I haven't really done a walk around. You did see a little bit there, but let's do a walk around. Take a look at this gun. Okay, so there's that writing. Not a big fan, but at least it's not like super bright white on black. Because it's the nickel version, it does blend in a little bit better. There's our wood grips. Not sure what that logo, oh, that's probably the Bear River logo. Okay, the Distributor's logo. Okay, this is a nice finish. You can see here, that's where the CO2 is tightened, right? Got the removable grip. Let's take a look. You have a recessed barrel, front sight, rear sight, built into this latch. Okay, you've got your shells here. Again, the logo. Nice looking gun for sure. You know, if you do want a single action only revolver and maybe you want something a little bit heftier than a Colt single action revolver, then for sure consider the Schofield No. 3. I say Schofield, I'm not exactly even sure how to pronounce it. You guys are gonna hate on me for it. I know you always do. If I say something a little bit off, I hear about it. These videos stay on YouTube forever, and so I continuously hear about it. It seems like the pronunciation police just love to say their 2 cents about things like this. All right, let's talk about some pros and cons. If you like a bulkier revolver with good weight to it, then the Schofield No. 3 is definitely an option for you. You can also shoot steel BBs or lead pellets or probably even aluminum or those alloy pellets that are out there, since it comes with both shell types. I like the recessed barrel and the well-concealed CO2 screw. I also like the shell loading design similar to the Webley Mark 6 that loads from the back, so it's like a brake barrel design. Super easy to load. And if you're loading pellets or if you have the pellet shells, you can load ammo right into the shells without taking the shells out of the gun. It does have a nice single action only hammer and trigger. It feels good. Didn't really show you it, but you can see here, it's just a really short take up and release. It's a light, really light trigger. So that's going to be nice for accuracy. And again, that safety location located just behind the hammer, really easy to get to, right? So that's on, that's off, right? So super easy to get to. So you can literally, you have to release it to cock it and then you can shoot it. So if it's on, you can't even pull the hammer back. So you know right away. Now, I am a big fan of this nickel finish that you see not only on the Schofield No. 3, but you see it on the Webleys, you see it on the single action only guns, at least some of them, depends on what finish you pick. And again, you can get those simulated ivory grips, not real ivory. Real ivory, I believe, is still illegal since it comes from elephants. All right, a few cons. The sights are non-adjustable, kind of what you would expect on a lot of these guns, just the way it is. Again, those warning instructions on the side of the frame, not a big fan. Maybe they could have put it underneath somewhere. I don't know. You do see the warning instructions underneath in this area, sometimes a little bit harder to see it. And again, the barrel is not rifled for pellet use. You know, with these hybrid BB pellet guns, I think it's nice to have a rifled barrel because a lot of people are going to probably just shoot pellets in the gun, and having that rifled barrel may help with accuracy just a little bit. It's not going to be a big difference at shorter ranges. Maybe longer ranges, it'll help a little bit. And again, the trigger is single action only, which means you have to cock that hammer, but that is true to the gun, okay? So if you want a double action / single action gun, go for something else like the Webley Mark 6, or maybe a Dan Wesson or some other revolver that has double single action capabilities. All right, keep in mind the Schofield No. 3 CO2 BB Pellet Revolver is available in both our Canada and US replica airgun stores over at replicaairguns.ca and replicaairguns.us. I'll put links in the description for you to buy them. I'm not going to talk about price because prices change. Really just depends when you watch this video. Now, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe before you head out so you get informed of future videos that I make. Also, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Username is Replica Airguns. And if you're interested in other products, air guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, pellet guns, blank guns, and other accessories, check out both our Canada and US online stores. So if you're from Canada, that's replicaairguns.ca. If you're in the US, that's replicaairguns.us. All right, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.